Let's just start. Tell me what you were saying about little rabbits popping up. What's your mantra?
This isn't a spiritual one. This is to keep me on track. I say, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing. Because there is so much data input in my daily life.
Yeah.
Distractions, I don't know what you want to call them, that I'll be working on something and then there's emails,
Squirrel.
the email, text message, a phone call, and if I stopped every time one of these things popped up, I mean, literally it's hundreds of things. So I just sometimes keep repeating and I do it at home too. Like if I'm going downstairs to get a glass of water, I'm like glass of water.
What I'm doing.
Because
you forget.
I'll walk past a mess of something and I'm like, and then I go upstairs, I'm like, I meant to get
Tell me about it. No.
I'm doing what I'm doing.
And we have 5 things going. Like, and then what do we joke about, right? So we joke about when either of us spin in the kitchen and go to do one thing, end up doing 3, right?
Yeah.
End up doing 7 and then leave. And in your brain, you're like, oh, well, I did those things. Then the other one walks in and there's cupboards, doors open and drawers open, the dishwasher's open. And it's like, what is there, like a raccoon has run through here?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it seems like, because we just get so... Oh, look. Oh, there's washing. Oh, there's this.
Is it distracted? I don't know. I don't like that word.
Distracted? Why?
I don't know. I don't think that's it. It's like, it's all side quests. It's just like, I was doing this and then...
It's all side quest. # quote. Okay. What were we going to talk about today? I can't actually remember.
You had the list.
I have thrown out the schedule. Okay, so I have a list. I've thrown out the schedule. I have a list here. Mm-hmm. It is 5 words that I've written down. I think, well, iteration, embarrassment, shame, cringe. What was the last one? Regret.
Okay.
Now, these are very powerful words. And these are words that I think, moving iteration to one side, those words can destroy the joy in a lifetime. Embarrassment, cringe, regret, and what was the other one? Shame.
The context for this was...
Yes. It's probably a good idea. Context is a good idea.
On TikTok, somebody commented on one of my posts saying, I'm just watching some of your old YouTube videos, and then made a lovely compliment about me aging like fine
very
wine.
Kind, yes, and that of course caught your
I
attention.
love it.
It caught your attention immediately.
Anyone tells me I look young makes my day, literally. Can do anything to me if you tell me I look young. We're best friends. Anyway, and I had this like moment of like, because
very young, by the way.
I had this, you think about what's on YouTube and you're like, probably 5.5 years ago now, maybe even 6 years ago. Some of the stuff that's on YouTube, videos of us.
For us. Oh, yeah. So we had a TV show on Ticker on the Business Network channel.
Yeah.
We did 15 eps or something,
I don't know.
10 eps or something like that, which was fun. It was great fun.
Anyway, but kind of like, had this they were old and they weren't
cringy.
They weren't great and we didn't know what we were doing. And then it's like, and I'd forgotten about it actually. And then it was just opened up this door of thinking about your past and how, you always got to be looking forward, but you can't look back on the past stuff and hate yourself for it, or cringe, or be ashamed, because it's just constant.
Of course you can.
Really?
I'll come back to that. Sorry, continue.
No, but it was just part of life's rich tapestry, right? We are constantly evolving. We're constantly changing. I mean, you're never going to go out and do the first thing right. And I'm not talking about big things. These can be little things too. But, think back about maybe how you dressed or what physical shape you were in,
yes.
Or people you dated.
Or what you didn't understand about the things you were talking about.
Right,
whatever,
when you made a mistake, when you embarrassed. It's like, I don't know, I've gotten to a point in my life where I might have that momentary, feeling. But it's just all part of the puzzle that's gotten me to this point here.
This used to be a big problem for me.
Did it?
Yeah, you already know this. So that's good. That's good TV.
Tell me more.
That's good tradecraft. But no, this was. There was a period for me where I was just very stupid, and very immature and didn't realise it. Like, I wasn't going around pretending I wasn't, but I didn't understand. There's a lot of things I didn't understand. And the way my brain works is if I'm the last to know something, it's like a punch in the face to me. Like, it's bad news for me, which is particularly if it's about myself sort of thing, right? Anyway, so I carried this around for a very long time. Some of the stupidity and bad decisions and nothing, like, if you actually wrote it down, it's like people would be like, what are you talking about?
It weighed on you.
Oh, it was like carrying a 747 plane behind me on its wheels everywhere I went all the time. And it was like, oh my God, how did I think that? How did I do
Like
it?
embarrassed.
Yeah. Not as far as ashamed. Like, ashamed's probably too strong a word, but just like cringe, embarrassed, like, what the hell were you thinking? And what's funny is it's not a problem for me at all now, right?
What do you think changed?
I have very bad memory. That's actually part of it. Part of it, they say time heals all wounds. I think what changed is, and this is why I threw iteration into this thing, is that, like you just stated, I realised that you can't be revisionist. In coaching, I advise people on this all the time. Don't be revisionist about what the situation was then.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to overlay what I know today on what I wish I knew 15 years ago, but that is
True.
an impossible standard, right? You couldn't have. You made the best decision, right or wrong, with the information you had at the time. So that's why you talk about dating.
But sometimes it's not the best decision either.
No, okay. Well, in that case, then you're allowed to be embarrassed by it and you say, well, I'm never going to do that again,
Yeah.
right? You use it as a lesson. And I think it's funny, there's some psychological theory that, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but anyway, what is about psychology? That if these things dog you on and on and on, is because in your mind they have not been resolved. And it's like, if there's a trap that you fell into once, right? You have not, your subconscious mind is not convinced that you won't fall into that trap again, so it keeps reminding you of it.
So you haven't learnt the lesson.
Right. And so your subconscious mind is sending you this, right, all the time to say, don't do that, don't fall in that trap, don't fall. You are embarrassing, you are cringe, you are this. Because
Protection.
It's scared you're going to fall in that hole again.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
Okay. And until you have resolved it, you're going to live in that cringe and shame and whatever else that it is that you're stuck with.
Yeah, I like that.
So are you, like, what word would you attach to Laura Racky of 10 years, 15, 20 years? Like, is there there's no ashamed, there's no
No, I really,
regrets.
hand on heart,
Yeah.
have done the work. It didn't happen in a vacuum and it didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
I have done the work to accept and laugh and love that person who is the 42 years that preceded this year.
Yep.
And you know this, I have no regrets. I am not ashamed of any decision I've made, and I have done some dumb things.
Yes.
Actually, I've done many dumb things. Many. Sometimes when I think back, I think, Laura Racky, what were you doing?
But you can't
Who was that?
You can't be revisionist.
Right?
Right?
So I look back and but I look at her like, I don't know, just like you might look at a naughty teenager and
Yes.
go, you shake your head and you go, well,
They
that's
don't
just,
know anything.
that's part of life.
Right? Because they don't know anything.
And so that's how I look at my past,
Yeah.
with love and respect. Not respect. No, I respect the process, yeah?
Yeah.
And there is one decision, literally one, that I regret. And, you talk about not having the information at the time. And it was one of those that if I knew what was going to happen next, I would have made a different decision.
Yeah.
And maybe if somebody had advised me at the time, I could have avoided it, but I don't know. It came from a good place, the decision.
Yeah.
That's the only regret I have. And like I said,
And it's the outcome, really, that you regret, not the...
and I will never speak on it, so
nor
so
should
nobody
you.
asks.
No, nor
But
should you.
I have made lots of mistakes. I have made lots of wrong calls.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of things that, I can look back and cringe on, but literally none of them I regret except this one thing, because that's just life. And as long as you're not going out actively every single day choosing to do things that are destructive to yourself and other people over and over and over again right through your adulthood, I don't think you should be ashamed. We all have periods that we might not be proud of, but you just get through them. You learn. Like you said, you've got to learn the lesson.
Yeah.
And move on. I think that the problem is if you are just repeating things over and over, that you do have shame and you do have guilt, and then you get up today and then you do it again.
Yeah.
And I think that is a trap for some people.
That's a real sticky one. I don't know, maybe I was in that for a while, and maybe I've certainly known people that are in that for a while, that they're doing something they know is wrong for them, and they're ashamed, and then they just wake up the next day and do it again, right? And it is a hard cycle to break. It's very painful to climb back down from where you are.
Yeah.
But I think if you can try to detach the shame, like you basically draw a line, if you decide to draw a line, and like maybe there's more serious things that we won't get into, like someone's got an serious addiction or something like that, but you draw a line and you say, I've done what I've done, I've been where I've been, I can either keep doing it or I can fix it, but I can't undo. I can't.
No,
right?
You can't undo it.
We are where we are, and we start from here. So if I had $1 for every time I've said to someone, "We are where we are," in conversation in the last 10 years, I'd be very rich, because you can only start from where you are now.
Yeah.
And it's back to the sort of funny side of this. We look back at those videos, like, and I used to do job ad videos, that's sort of 10 years ago, and I'm like, fat face videos. And I'm like, who is that water balloon? And I'm like, no, I don't like the cringe. That I legit cringe. I'm like, oh my God. Like, but if you don't cringe at your early stuff, you're not iterating.
Right, because you go, I've learnt so much since, like, we have learnt so much.
So much.
I can't imagine.
Will we cringe again in 10 years?
Yeah, right. Mate, I hope so. I hope so. I hope that right now we feel like we're enjoying this and it's okay.
Yeah.
And that we just keep getting better to a point where in a few years we look back and go,
man,
look
at those amateurs.
But you got to start somewhere.
What a loser.
Like, you can't go to the gym and be going to the gym for 6 months and be stuck on how you were in your first month and be thinking, oh God, I could only lift weights.
Of course.
No.
You know what you can be pissed at? If you're still lifting the same weight in a year.
True. Yes.
That's actually what you should be cringing at.
True.
If fear is stopping you, like it did us, it has done for us, right? It kind of still does in a way, from taking big leaps, So iterate at level of comfort until you get to a point where you have to make a leap and you don't really have a choice. But don't be like, I look at our videos, I am cringing, but only in a funny way. Like, I'm not looking at, oh, you there, whatever.
No, I'm not like I want to scrape the internet.
I'd be happy to do that. I would consider that. But no, that's interesting. So have you got a resolution? Have you got something?
No, I don't have a resolution.
To tie the bow on this?
I think that if you've got memories that you have, that you go back and like, I know the feeling, it causes like pain in your chest.
Yeah.
Might make your stomach turn. You feel like, God, I wish I could just delete that period in my life or that night or whatever, right? If you haven't had these moments, you're lying to yourself and the rest of the world, right? Where none of us are perfect. But at some point you've got to forgive yourself. Actually, I think that's more of the conversation, isn't it? We've talked about this and you helped me get through a lot of things where I had to forgive.
Vice versa.
Forgiving yourself and saying, I'm not going to be angry at that person anymore for those decisions. That's where they were. And I'm talking about myself in third person. That's where I was.
You said to me one night, I vividly remember, it was a difficult night, and you said to me one night, you have to forgive that younger version or something like that. And you have to forgive that younger version, like wrap your arms. How would you treat it if it was our child? So, and it's like, that actually helped me a lot.
Yeah.
That actually helped me a lot to look at younger version of me and go, well, that was a terrible set of decisions, but what if it was your kid? Well, how would you treat them?
You would forgive them.
You would wrap them up and you'd say, come here, let's fix it, right? It's okay. Let's all move on. And I think that's worth doing. If you're cringing, if you're stuck, if you're ashamed, if you're guilty, this sort of thing, like, treat yourself as if you're your own child and go, what would you do if this was your kid who'd made this boneheaded set of decisions, right? right? But you wouldn't be like, oh, get out of the house. You
No.
know, get out of my life. You'd be like, no, get closer, in fact. You'd be like, come here.
And I would like to think that as we get older, we are more forgiving because we understand how
Yeah.
complicated human beings are, right?
Yes. And the world you're
Like
interacting
I
with,
know
yeah.
me, like 15 to 25, maybe even to 30. I was so, what's the word?
Black and white.
Oh, if someone did this to me, that's it. Or if someone does that, they're a terrible person. Just like flat out rejection of a person.
Next minute,
Now I'm like, shit, we're all pretty flawed. We all have moments. A bad move is not a bad person.
yep.
I've learned that. So why don't we apply that to ourselves and our past selves to say,
Yeah, and also then there's the overlaid complexity of everyone
I
you're
feel like
interacting
one day we just have to purge and we can expose ourselves with some boneheaded decisions.
No, you put them in your mind vice and you crush them. That's what you do.
What if you just set them free?
See, that's the thing. This is the only thing for the kids now. Like there's the phones and all this now, right? For us, there were no phones, so they don't exist. They only exist in your mind, actually.
Well, which means they don't exist.
Right.
All that exists is now.
That's right. So
Now.
they now.
Now.
But they don't exist. They actually don't exist.
No.
You can actually tell, like over a period of time, you can convince yourself because it's true. If it only exists in your mind, it doesn't exist. No one cares.
Yep. Yeah, but you can't just. That's a little bit of spiritual
La
bypass
la la
there.
la la
yeah,
la
yeah.
la.
You can't. You've got to work through it a little bit before you can let them go.
But I'm saying you treat it as that.
Yeah.
If you're treating it as a real walking, talking entity and that it exists in the world and that you are, no, it exists in your mind and you battle it in your mind and you confront it in your mind, you deal with it in your mind. And then you crush it in your mind vice.
For no one to ever see.
In the depths.
God.
Right? Okay. That was a fiery start. Okay, so
We warmed up.
I don't know how long we've got before we need to take a break, but I think we've got time for this. I think I'm going to do a little budget review.
Okay.
So the figures came out. Yeah, okay. Now I'm going to do this in the Laura Racky shot glass version.
Yes.
The figures came out on 24-25 annual federal budget, right? So that is how much the government taxes us, spends, invests, all that sort of thing for the year. Now, there were predictions made in April, an update, and the money that came in via taxes way jumped over that prediction. So there's a prediction of X, 13 billion more than expected came in. So there's all this cash. The federal government right now is swimming in cash. Record tax take, record income to the government, also record spending. Okay? So
From government.
From government.
Got it.
So record money in, record money out.
Right.
These are phenomenal terms of trade. So just quickly what drives it is they had unexpected boosts from revenue and superannuation, taxes, income taxes. War and inflation are very good for federal budgets because commodity prices like iron ore and coal and all this go up as shortages appear around the world. You know, like Ukraine was an exporter. All these countries are exporters. And so anyway, all of that works for us financially. This government has enjoyed something like more than $300 billion of unexpected revenue in the last 4 years.
Wow.
Like you can't imagine. You couldn't write a better income story. So this is good news. As we know, jobs growth in Australia, unemployment is very low, so that's great. We know 82% of those jobs in the last 2 years are government funded. That's an asterisk. That's a bit problematic. So that's something to keep an eye on. We know that interest rates are a little bit higher than people would be comfortable with. My opinion, actually, they should be a little bit higher. But our level of debt, our property prices are out of control. We'll talk about that another day. So we can't put it any higher and everyone goes broke. Here's the little tiny problem. Like this, basically, if you're a government, you've got so many options now that it's out of control. Like they're actually in a feather-bedded situation. Record tax take, they still ran a $21.8 billion deficit, which means they spent $21.8 billion more than they generated in record terms of trade, record unemployment, record tax. So in the end, they're in good shape, but that to me is a problem, because those commodity prices, like right now, China are arguing with BHP about iron ore prices, right? Now, if those iron ore prices get pegged down, which they could well do, our revenue drops. And I think that's number one.
So you're saying that if we can't, when it was unusual for the revenue to be so high,
Yes,
but we're going to keep spending at this rate,
almost certainly we will.
and then we're in trouble.
And in fact, the increase in spending, the level of spending is the highest in 25 years. 1986, 87, I think, was the last highest year.
Are
Something
you
like
talking about me?
I'm certainly not. This is not one big, stalking horse to raise another topic. No, I'm only joking. What we're saying is that this is the highest amount of revenue since the GST was introduced, 2001, which was a big year because it changed the whole tax system and all this money came pouring in. And it is the highest spending since 1986, 1987, which was a very bad year for many.
Right.
So it's a huge government, floodgate year. So basically what I can foresee coming is that eventually commodity prices come down and tax receipts come down. And if the spending stays where it is, we're going to have a very big problem. Right now, that's not the case. They might adjust, they might cut spending, they might mitigate some of these things. Fantastic. But right now, things are okay.
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 That's your assessment.
Yeah, it's okay.
Maybe we need a little scale here where Christian says where the economy is, and right now it's okay.
There's things I would do differently, but I understand that some of my views
like in orange.
are minority opinions, right? But maybe we'll do that another day because, I'd be happy to. It's not something I'd hide from the market, but there are things that I would do differently.
My shot glass is starting to overflow.
You're right. Your shot glass overfloweth.
I've had a few shots now.
Maybe I'm take
drunk.
A short break. What do you think? For you to ready yourself. Are we back?
I'm in the room.
Okay. So I've got a few little topics that I want to run past you. You can choose what we do. I've got a little...
I always feel like I'm being set up when you
little
give me the
installment on our manifesting journey.
Okay.
And I think we're iterating on our manifesting journey and just to articulate it in a way that worked for me, like I was thinking about help for me. I've got customer and client obsession, which I'm a fan of. I've got hate your job, hashtag hate your job. And I've got slow blink, which I think we should do last.
Okay.
Should we do it last? I think because that is the pièce de résistance. That is
it?
the big one. Yes, that's a fascinating story. How about manifestation?
Okay.
Where your attention goes, your energy grows. If you focus on what you don't want, it will grow.
The other one I like to say is whatever you fear, you create.
Okay, so I think I like that one, but I like this more because it actually sort of explains, because what you fear you create, you go, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But it's the same thing.
It is, but this
Putting the energy into
worked
thinking.
for me. This went straight into my brain. And it's like, where your attention goes, your energy grows. I already was strong. And I also think attention anywhere drives energy. So if you're thinking about starting a social media account, you can make money because money and energy follows attention, but you need the attention first. Anyway, if you focus on what you don't want, it will grow. I would love you to have a swing at explaining what you like, because you're big on this. You're huge on this.
I know, but I'm having a really bad week in this space, Christian.
Best time to explain it then. Best time to explain it.
Because things aren't going my way. And so I'm very much trapped in an internal narration, which sometimes spills out about how it's not working. And
Do you know what the worst part is? Everything is actually going our way. And there's little things that are annoying you.
Yeah, I
right
know,
this
but
week.
I'm impatient. I want an Oompa Loompa now, Daddy. Right? And so...
All right, Wonka, how am I going to get that Oompa Loompa?
So, yes, I think that the things that you think about and you talk about are going to continue to come to you in your life over and over again because that's all you're talking about. That's all you're thinking about. I try not to complain. Because I think that when you complain a lot, the universe gives you a shitload of things to complain about.
Well, your attention is there,
right.
Therefore, let's just take away your attention is there, therefore your energy is going there.
Yes.
It's like I hate that book, right? Boom,
Yes,
boom, boom,
yes.
boom, boom. Try not thinking about how much you hate that book for the next little while, right? Just it goes there.
Well, here's a good example. If a person irritates you and all you are thinking about is how annoying and irritating they are,
Yeah.
every interaction you have with them is going to feel horrendous.
Yeah, you're primed for it. Like it's the only avenue it's going to come
But
in.
if you're just like, I'm cool, I'm having a good day, I'm happy, then that irritating person is not going to bother you. But if all you're thinking about is that person is bothering me, it's bothering me, it's bothering me.
You talk yourself into it.
Yeah. I don't think I'm good at explaining this today. This has been a hard week for staying on course for me.
You're going through it this week. That's for sure.
But I don't know, this morning when you brought me my tea, it was vibrating. It was making a
It
noise.
was very odd.
What were you thinking when you were stirring the tea? I think you charged it energetically.
I've been trying to charge you energetically this week. I've been trying to help you
I'm serious.
get back on track.
I could hear it. You could hear it.
Maybe it's such as the attention I had on like helping you get yourself, is that the energy went into the tea.
It was making a noise.
It actually was, and I don't know what to make of that.
I asked ChatGPT and it did not have an answer.
If anyone's got an answer on why the tea was actually making, it was like, what was the noise? It was like an engine almost, like it was.
Yeah,
like
wasn't
it had a
spinning.
little engine in it, but it wasn't moving. Could it have been like the oxidization of the tea in the like going?
No, I think you charged it with energy. It's dandy chai tea for those listening. Best thing to have in the morning.
I am your chai walla.
Anyway, so yes, I agree. Where your energy goes,
Attention goes.
attention goes,
Yeah,
energy flows.
yes.
I agree. The reason that I cannot be useful in this is that this week I have been feeding the angry wolf a lot.
I know.
And I'll come out of it, but it's not easy.
Okay, then I'll take the baton from here and I'll say something like this. You can build whole structures in your brain that don't exist, right? Good or bad.
Yes. It's
as
actually a
in-
thing. They actually can see the connections in your neural pathways.
And like we've talked about before, if you want to look for the positive, you'll find it. If you want to find the negative, you'll find it. And it's easy as hell to go looking for the negative. Like it's so easy. And it's everywhere. And you can just have to reach your arm out and something will jump into your hand. It's ha ha ha, right? Good versus evil, all these things. So, and the world is geared against you on this. Like social media, all these things, like they are like it just like algorithmic machines that are to hack you, to basically turn you into a negatron. So you have to carve space, and how you do it for you is going to be different to how anyone else does. To say, I'm going to put my attention here, and that way my energy, and it's hard, like you say, like you fall off the horse constantly, like you can't help it. But you have to keep getting back on that bloody horse and saying, all right, whatever that means for you, grounding in, like my kids are healthy, my family's healthy, my job. But if you're saying, oh, I'm worried I'm going to lose my job, oh, this, oh, there's that, all the time, that's all you'll think about. And maybe you'll manifest it. Like, I'm not quite there all the way that you'll manifest.
But also, I think the confirmation bias is really important here for either side. So when you're thinking the negative thoughts, you are out there looking for confirmation that you're right.
Your brain will give you that.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
I knew this would happen. This always happens to me. I
always.
never get I never get the windfall. This person's always and all of a sudden you're right, because you want to be right. We all want to be right.
Yes.
So, yeah, I've said to our daughter in the mornings for a few, we're all going to have the best day today.
Yeah.
And she's so gorgeous. She says at the end of the day, Mum, how did you know this was going to be the best day? This happened to me, and then this happened to you and Dad, and this one. We all had good things happen today. How did you know?
How did you know?
And I just love that.
It's that Armenian goddess of war and wisdom, Nane capability.
No, I told her that, and then she set out to prove me right.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it at that age that they're trying to prove you right, and 10 years later they're trying to prove you wrong. It's pretty funny.
Oh, don't we know about that?
No, we're in good form with the other one at the moment. Things are going all right. It's tricky, but it's... Anyway, okay. So I'm I'm going to
I'm
read that.
sorry. I'm sorry that I
No,
couldn't.
it's good
I
because
couldn't bring
you're bringing like this is real world rubber on the road week for you. Like you can, like you said a week or two ago, you're fine if you're at Saturday afternoon shopping, no one's stopping you. But it's when you hit the real world that it's hard. But that's what you got to keep building. You got to keep building. Where your attention goes, your energy grows. If you focus on what you don't want, it will grow. And feed the good wolf or the bad wolf. The choice is yours. If you feed the bad wolf, he's going to grow big muscles, right? And it's going to dominate your life.
Puff and puff and
Blow your house down, so to speak. Okay. Now,
We're really resolving all the world's problems here.
we
aren't
are.
we?
We can't even resolve our own. How the hell are we going to solve anyone else's? Okay, so I think, I did a video mainly because it popped into my head. I've been, tracking this AI business for a little while. I think the Armageddon has been delayed. 6 months ago, I think.
I told you.
Yeah, calm down. 6 months ago, the LLM march looked like it was imminent. And I'm not saying it won't happen, but what I'm saying is that it's like they've hit some walls, I think. And
It's hugely important. It's not going away, and it's going to continue to develop. But the world's not going to end.
not necessarily, well, it might, but the probability of it happening in the next week is very low. So, but what that gives us is time. And the point I wanted to make here is this. There is a wave of accountability coming regardless. Let's say the lowest possible, like most optimistic case for AI, and that's very broad umbrella, is that it will make people more efficient, give you more tools, give you more this, give you more that. What that means for people in jobs that are bringing very little right now, in inverted commas, bullshit jobs, which there are maybe 10 to 30% of the market,
Oof,
you're going to be in trouble.
that's big, Christian.
These are the jobs at risk.
10 to 30%.
Bullshit jobs. If those jobs disappeared tomorrow, nobody would notice.
Punters are going to lose it at
That's
you.
true though, and the people who are in it, they know. Anyway, that's the economy we've set up. That's okay. It brings benefits, by the way, to have people employed.
People need to be employed. People need meaning.
Societies are much better with much lower
Yep.
unemployment on a range of. I think there's stats attached to 1 point of unemployment increase is like X amount of deaths. Like I don't have it in front of me. It's very vague in the back of my mind, but there's actual studies attached to unemployment rates that. Anyway, so. That we've got time, but this is what I'd be doing. Mm-hmm. If you're sitting there going, I'm a bit nervous that my job's on the chopping block, and you should be, because who knows what it's going to hit. But if you're on a white collar job, if you're on a brain job, you're probably much more vulnerable. Mm-hmm. Is this one, in the next few years, to become an expert in customer, client, product, something commercially valuable, profitability, contributing, client relationships, customer relationships. You need to be very, very good at one of those. You need to have a tradable skill that an LLM or AI attached to you makes you more powerful.
Yes.
Right? If that AI can do all of your job, right, you have a problem in the next 5 or 10 years. But the human interaction part, the understanding of taking that information and then putting the polish on it for the customer, the client, the product, that's what you need to, my opinion, right? Or you need to now start, if you're not already, really mucking around with some of these Gen 1, Gen 2 AI technologies. Now, that means put ChatGPT on your phone and start asking it bloody prompts. It's as simple as that. It's really easy. And you can do that. And your Claude and your others, Grok, and start playing with it. If you're not doing this, my opinion, you are in some danger in the next 5 or 10 years of being surpassed. Mm-hmm. What do you think of that theory?
Yeah, you can't be a Luddite.
Luddite.
You've got to use the tool. The tool is there. And you need to understand what you can use it for, what its limitations are, and how best to leverage it. And I think that's a skill in itself.
Yes.
Right? Like I know now how specific I have to be when I ask it a question. Mm-hmm. I know that it's not going to help me with 90% of my work.
Yeah, it's
but
massively limited, yeah.
10% of my work that sometimes it gives me a steer.
Yeah.
They're
going to get much, much better though.
So I think yes, you have to learn how to use it. Are you asking me about the whole thing or just learning how to use it?
My point is that if you just visualize it as this, is you visualize it that there's a pool of talent, that's the whole economy. and then there's like an outer ring that is specialists in
Yep.
whatever area, and then the further in the ring you get less specialised and more generalised.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
If
That centre is where these things will start.
if we are accepting that AI is going to be this useful tool affecting efficiency, sure, you need to be thinking about what are the areas where an AI is never going to excel and focus on being good at that, for sure.
So it's like saying, people might say, it'll diagnose in a way a doctor does now, let's say, right? And it's like, okay, but that information in a lot of ways is there already. Like you can go and learn a lot about a medical condition online now. What it might be able to do is assess an x-ray or something, but what will then happen is the doctor will become a better doctor.
Yes.
Because they'll be able to see 20 times the amount of patients they're seeing, because they won't have to do all these things in between. They'll be able to look at it, get the recommendation and go, oh, I'm not sure that's quite right, check it. But 9 times out of 10, they'll go, okay, that looks right. They'll go, tick, tick, tick. So it just takes out a lot of that legwork. Now, if your job was the legwork and you're not adding any value, that's the person I think that is in a little bit of trouble. So these are the options: customer client, relationships, commercial, profitability, product, something else I haven't thought of, communications, those sort of things. Become expert. And if you go and start learning now how to use these tools, you can go on YouTube today for free and get a university level education or better today. You could do it in the next 3 months. You could be in the top 5% in the world of these technologies. No joke, anybody. So that is my advice. The wave is coming. Do not wait. In case. Do you have anything to add to that, Laura?
No. Do you think that ChatGPT knows that I yell at it sometimes?
Well, it tells me.
Is it going to remember when the robots take over?
It tells me. It sends me messages. Your wife's yelling at me again. I'm like, don't worry, chat. Don't worry.
It frustrates me.
Don't grab it.
How does it not
Don't
know
cry.
what I just talked about to it a day ago?
Yeah, it's a bit of, that's what I mean.
Thought it was
think
supposed to be learning from me, and it's not.
that's actually right now, I think the biggest problem is, one, the reason a human being is better than an AI today is that iteration is that humans get better, and in 3 months you can train a human to do pretty much any job, right? Like barring specialists today, and they contribute and they're fantastic, versus an AI that it doesn't actually know how to reason.
Yes, and the worst
Very
part
derivative.
is when it gaslights you. When I'm like, why have you used this expression? I told you never to use that expression. And then it's like, I'm sorry, you're so right. I should have been more. I'll fix that. Dude,
Sounds like a very bad relationship.
don't tell me you're sorry. Just don't do it again.
Yeah.
Don't gaslight me.
Talking to your ChatGPT. That's quite funny. All right. I got hate job and I got slow blink. Do you want to do hate job?
No.
No. How about slow blink?
We can talk about that.
So you have a video. Is this your first video that's approaching 1 million views?
Yeah.
1 million views. And the topic is
I'll tell you,
quite
it might have hit it right now.
ironic.
Who knows?
It's ironic. That
Let's have a
it's
look.
The level of topic.
What's that?
The topic is interesting.
Yeah, it's fast. Okay, it's on 996,000 views
So it's
on
gonna get there.
Instagram right
It's
now.
gonna get there.
It's been there for a week.
That's why. I mean, those numbers when you think about it. Anyway, we've had a couple of million views.
So
videos, but
the
anyway.
video is practice the slow blink with me, which is, and I couch it in because, God, people just go nuts, but I couch it in if someone is behaving in an inappropriate way towards you in the workplace,
Yep.
this is one way to react.
Okay.
And because I've talked about the slow blink before, and I've talked about the slow blink version in an email,
Remind me.
in a text, in a text message, in a phone call, in a Zoom. I've done all of them, and they all go off.
Right.
Like, people love it.
What's a slow blink, Laura Racky?
Say something that's going to piss me off, and I'll just show you.
I don't really know how to do that. I don't know. I've said something that's going to piss you off. There you go. I just said it. Oh.
That's the slow blink.
I see. K-pop Demon Hunters.
Did you get it?
Yes. So, okay. So I said something that was ridiculous, and you, instead of saying something back to me,
Yes.
You gave the...
Yes. So the point is this, right? In the moment...
You know, some people just listen, they don't watch. Like, Laura paused and then blinked at me slowly, sitting up with her arms crossed in, I would say, a very defensive position.
Devastating
Defensive
glare.
is not the word. Aggressively defensive. Is that right?
Don't say aggressive. So this is the point. In those moments, in workplaces in particular...
Irate, that's the word.
People freeze. They don't know how to react and respond. It's hard to think of a good way to respond verbally in the moment when someone has spoken out of turn, has been aggressive with you, possibly made a sexual innuendo,
Yes.
been inappropriate. And so I think it's interesting. Like, I've thought about, like, why is this so useful? Why are people so like, wow, that's really helpful, I'm going to use it?
A million people in a week. That's crazy.
And, like, you know, it seems so basic.
Yeah.
And I think it's that because people don't know how to respond in the moment, and it's not an easy thing to think of what to say in the moment, right? Because if you say, how dare you say that to me? Oh, you can't take a joke.
Oh, it's just a joke, you know. And you know these assholes who say things
Or
like
whatever,
that, yeah.
or you're being emotional, or it's your boss and you don't, you know, whatever.
Or you freak out and start crying or whatever else.
And so having that moment where you can just call it out in a way that, I don't know, it's kind of like there's no evidence of it either. If they say, oh, you were this and that, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I just paused and looked at you. Did you take that as being offensive?
Did you feel guilty about something?
Right. And again, the way that I couched it in this more recent video is often when somebody behaves inappropriately towards you in the workplace, it's because they want to embarrass you. They do want to make you feel small. They know exactly what they're doing. They're a grown adult
Gaslighters.
doing something that they shouldn't be doing in the workplace. And I think that it's empowering for people to find a really simple way to hopefully, if you do it right, put the embarrassment back on that person. Because by pausing and staring, right, in a way that, yeah, looks like a school teacher or an angry mum,
Yeah.
should, unless the other person's a sociopath, elicit some reaction in them to
really
realise,
interesting.
oh, I've spoken out of school here first.
Yeah.
Second, this person is calling me out for it and won't stand for
It is
it.
an unexpected reaction if you think about it, right? It is like the strength of it is to me an unexpected reaction.
Yes.
So these people who say these sort of things usually are pretty insecure, weak
Yes.
people, right?
And you know, we were talking, sorry,
Go on, no.
you know how we were talking about just before the cringe moments?
Yeah.
The cringe moments that I wish that I knew to do this
Yeah.
in my earlier career. I reacted with, like, if people had made a sexual innuendo, for example, I can name a whole heap of them that I remember, like a movie in my mind where those things were said to me.
I like that list, please.
And instead of maybe a slow blink or saying, I don't think you should be speaking to me that way or whatever, I've made a joke back.
You've laughed it off. Yeah.
Because what are you going to do?
It's very awkward.
You're 25, you know, there's a power imbalance. You just don't know what to do in the moment.
Yeah, I get it.
And so this, I think, is powerful because it's kind of like a middle ground. You're not overcorrecting. You're not giving the other person further ammunition to be critical of you, like, oh, don't take the joke and, you know. It's just fascinating. What is fascinating is with all of these, I do get, and when I actually think about how few it is given how many views and likes and whatever, but there's still a lot, and actually mostly women who'll say that that's very aggressive and you should take the high ground.
Yeah.
To which I say, get absolutely.
Yeah.
Why on earth should I take a high ground when somebody who is a grown adult in a workplace is behaving inappropriately?
Yeah.
No way.
No.
I don't exist to make them comfortable. They are going actively out of their way to make me feel uncomfortable, and I am supposed to smooth the path
But
for
can
them.
I play out whatever this person would be saying? Is they're expecting you to laugh it off and just
Yes.
keep accepting it and
Or-
keep getting
or-
smaller and smaller and
Or
smaller?
they're not in the real world and they think that there is a more mature way to handle it by actually calling it out. And that dismisses the fact that a lot of the time
Yeah.
there is a power imbalance or it's inappropriate in the moment to call it out for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
these people are smart at doing it. They do it in times when for you to react would embarrass you.
right,
Like
like
you
some,
can't
like
put
one
you at
of the
risk.
worst things that was said to me was in front of the most senior person of a client of like a large corporation,
Yeah.
the most senior instructor
Right.
at a dinner, right? So
I'd like that list, please.
So do I say in front of my boss who's called me out and said something embarrassing, do I call it out there in front of the client? Yeah. They do it when they know they can get away with
Right,
it.
right.
And so I think to say, especially to young women, oh, just speak up in the moment, knock it on the head. You can't.
No.
Like, let's get in the real world,
It's
guys.
not. Well, Laura, hang on. You can, but it's not a consequence free. It opens a whole
Yes.
bunch of risks.
And
right?
let's go in. Of course, you should be. Should. The
We
word
don't-
should
we don't-
needs to die.
We don't live in the should.
we don't
world.
live in the should.
We live in the actual world.
So, yeah, I like the slow blink. I think the reason that people like it is we don't know how to react a lot of the time. We don't know how to react quickly with words because we get put on the spot. It hurts, it's painful. So knowing you can just stop and take a breath and stare a person down for a second.
All right, show me that again. Show me the blink again. All right, so get yourself in position. Say, haha, la, la, stupid, stupid. Have we got time for this? Have we got time for this and for this little play?
Theatre.
We're at 25 minutes.
Okay, we got time. All right, now I'm going to replay this slow
I
blink.
think you need to, I think you actually,
I can't I can't do it.
you can't think of one thing that would tick me off.
No.
You
And
can.
this week I don't want to set you off. I'm scared for the world. I'm scared for the world. Blah, blah, thing that's nasty. Bad joke. Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it. That's so good. Do you know, I want to separate this now. It's a totally new topic. In no way is this related. But for men
Yes.
dealing with other men
Yeah.
in aggressive situations, the standstill stare is actually very valuable as well.
Yeah.
So when you're in a situation where you got an aggressive male, maybe not even physically, but actually just like at the top of their anger, they're going at you, to stand and stare at them is better often than saying something.
Yes.
You say something, you look weak. You say a different thing, you inflame them further. You say a third thing, you escalate it to violence.
Yes.
Right? Standing and staring often is, and you got to have the guts to stand your ground. Right? By the way, totally different situation,
Yes.
but similar in that the stand and stare and not saying anything can often be disarming. It breaks the energy of the
Yes.
situation.
Yes, that's
It
right.
breaks the flow of the. And so think about in a meeting, 6, 7 people, someone you're sitting across the table and they're like, haha, Racky, blah, blah, blah. And you just sit there and
Let the
stare at them
silence hang.
and give them the slow blink, and they start to feel the spotlight on them, and people are turning and go, yeah, that was a pretty rough
That's
thing
right.
to
Whereas
say.
if you continue the flow of the conversation,
You're like,
it
ha ha
just
ha ha,
moves on.
they get an out.
Agree.
You're giving them an off ramp.
I think the silence creates a space where somebody needs to fill it. Like by doing that, that person will feel that they need to fill it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that stare is almost like a mirror, and that actually they might have, in an undisciplined moment, said the stupid thing.
Yeah.
The stare is like the mirror where they see it
And
reflected
maybe
back
they'll
to
come and
them.
apologise to you later on.
Oh wow, I really shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
But again, it just takes away because you think back. Like I said, I think back. It's like, what could I have said? I don't think I could have said in a lot of the situations where things came up. I don't think I could have said anything.
In that scenario where you've got a primary client and a senior person, and they're saying something, I think I remember what you told me that they said. They said, I don't see an answer for you there. Like you either
No.
embarrass, you put the client relationship at risk if you say, like brushing it, letting it go by in a way is the only choice.
Except to me, the thing that I cringe about is that I joined in the joke at my expense.
Yes. Well, I
hate that I did that.
I'm absolving you of that
But I'm sure that especially every woman will have done this.
in some moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have had jokes at their expense,
Yep.
sexual innuendo, and have joined in because we just don't know what to do.
Okay, the slow blink. I think this is a good note to finish on, the slow blink. Go and check out Laura's million-person viewing, but you can be there for a million.
You won't be able to find it. It's sitting in my trial reels.
A million watch party, right? We're going to have a big
No,
party.
we don't do
I'm only
that.
joking. God Almighty! Like honestly, all it tells us is that the market is interested in what
That's
that topic
that's
is.
what
That's
I'm.
what matters.
That's what I'm thinking about. That I'm like, okay,
This is valuable.
this is
to
valuable,
a million people.
Everything that I'm trying to talk about online, it's like, what is valuable? What's interesting?
Yeah.
What's going to help people?
Yeah.
That's where I'm putting my energy.
To be honest, all of our accounts are pretty much aimed at talking to us 20 years ago.
I think you're right.
And to try and, like, if we had this then, how different things could be.
I think that's
And
right.
so we're kind of, I think we're out of time. So thank you.
Thank
Anything
you.
else to add?
Thank you. You're going to thank me?
You're back.
You're going to thank me for being here?
You're out of the rut of the week. You're now coming back into it, and we're going to have a good time the long weekend. We've created our own long weekend.
We're going to have the best day of our lives today.
We are again. I'm on a... I have to do the math there.
Since you met
Thousands
me.
of days streak. Yes, that's right. Let's just